how could you even be mentally, emotionally, sexually stimulated by a woman who is just agreeable and it doesn't have her own mind? I just don't see that.
That is exactly what every man wants. You're completely and utterly wrong on that point.
Damn. Yeah, what's good with y'all boys, YouTube? Today we got Angel Tate gives Brittney Renner advice. I hope y'all enjoy this video. I always say, y'all giving me 15-20 minutes of y'all lives. I just hope I make it worth it. Fuck the likes, fuck the subs, man. Enjoy the video. Let's get straight to it, you hear me?
All right, I love like everything we're talking about. Okay, so to all of the viewers out there, including myself, right? You live life. There's gray area. You live and you fucking learn, right? So where the fuck do we go from here? So do I play the shame game where everybody walks away a fucking loser? Because I can do that. I beat myself up my entire life for every decision I've ever made, right?
Okay.
It got me nowhere.
Good question. No.
So I value myself. I see the world differently through a series of events. So what the fuck comes next? Because that's where I'm confused, right? Because I'm not. It's like if you don't, if it's not like gifted to you, like even in your situation, like your dad provided you a life that like so many people would kill for, like you know what I mean? So that's why it's like, it sucks because the reason I hate these conversations is because it's never about like empathy. Do I understand the scales and how someone may view you for this, that, and the third? Okay, but moving forward, then what? I'm 30, single, mom. My fucking checkered past is all over Instagram. You know what I mean? I have people like you who are, she's a hoe, she's this, she's literally known for this. Okay. So what would be your advice to people like me then?
No, that's a great question. She said like, okay, so I'm here. So now what? I mean, that's a good question, right? Is it a chat? Let's see.
I believe black and white. So
okay, well, that's unfortunate because there's gray.
I don't believe in gray area.
There's gray. There's gray in life.
Do you know what? To answer it, wait, I'm gonna answer your question. I mean, I just think there's consequences for your decisions, and I just think like my best advice would be to like lower your standards. Like that, because I just think there's going to be consequences for putting, you know, promiscuous stuff on the internet.
Okay.
And you probably won't get the type of guy that you could have got at 22.
Do you know what, sister?
It wasn't meant to be then.
Do you know what I'll tell you? I would say, because I'm 30 and I'm single out of a situation that actually is not because I was a hoe and I was doing whatever. People can't call me that. I made a bad decision to be with somebody that hurt me a lot, and I stayed for 5 years. I came out super late. And do you know what I realized? What I learned is that I know now that I have to be selective and I have to think. If me taking longer to get to that stage is what it takes, then that's what it takes. You accept your future, you accept everything with gratitude, because as long as you're breathing, that's the most important
thing.
Time
is of the essence.
Your child. I am not afraid because I know the quality of woman that I am. I know my value regardless of whether I'm 30, 40, 50. Yeah. Do you understand? So you don't be afraid by other people's time limits and limitations and all of these things, because it actually doesn't matter. And I'll tell you why.
No, but your value goes down as you get older.
No, that's according to you.
No, but I'm saying to men, and you have to understand your buyer.
I'll tell you why.
I mean, whether you like it or not, right? At 30, like you're kind of like, okay, it's just a simple fact of like starting a family. It's kind of starting to become unsafe for you to give a man children. So it's like, rich men that want children, you're out of their question because you can't provide them with children. So now you gotta find a man that's okay with not having kids, which is 10 times more difficult. So it's like time is of the essence. You pick it up. You know what I'm saying? You're 30.
What are you about to say, Andrew? Because you just started speaking up. Because you've been through a lot in your life. When she told me that you were going to be on and we were going to be on this panel together, I started watching a bunch of your videos, and it really was like, there's so much that you have been through, which is why you have a well of wisdom, right? And the difference between me and you is that you're glorified for it, and I am burned at the stake for everything that I've been through. And it's so funny because people have always said that we were two sides of the same coin, as far as like, well, if Andrew Tate gets banned, Brittany Renner should get banned, because we are all about accountability and fucking truth, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been through a lot, I've been through a lot. I'm seen as used goods, you're seen as a high value man. Yep. So if you're me, then what? What's next?
Yeah, it's really interesting, and it's interesting you make that observation, and you are correct. That's the difference between the masculine and the feminine. It's unfair, I guess. The world's not fair, but that's the difference between the masculine and the feminine. Men are respected for going through things and surviving, and women are the complete opposite. They're shamed for going through things and surviving. Women love scars on men for a reason. He's gone through something,
They're
lived.
War wounds.
Yeah, they're war. Men don't want a chick covered in scars. I'll say this right now, that a woman, the more trauma she goes through, the more masculine she naturally becomes. And if you were to give me my ideal woman, I would not want of wanted her to have a hard life and a bunch of trauma. I like the idea of her having a soft feminine life and being a soft person, and I can take care of her and protect her. Whereas as a man, to be a good man, you need to have been through a bunch of trauma, because if you haven't been through trauma as a man, you're a weak.
I'm not related to Agent Bro. Get off my dick.
The masculine and the feminine is a very interesting point there. I don't know your history, I don't know the past, but we can just talk in generalizations in regards to
people like me, I guess, under the same umbrella. It doesn't have to be personal.
I don't know any of it, but we'll give generalizations. One of the main reasons that men are scared of a female with history is because it makes the man insecure. And scared dogs bite. So this is why men will snap or get angry quick, or they'll bring up your if you get in an argument with him, he'll bring up your history, whatever. But a lot of it is insecurity, and it's not insecurity because the man is insecure. The women, the female paradigm in society.
I'm excited to see what he's gonna say.
Who says anything? You're insecure. It's not insecure in that way. It's insecure in a very realistic, logical way. Like I was saying earlier, she's had a lot of life experience. Let's be honest. Am I the richest guy she's ever had? No. Am I the most famous guy she's ever had? No. Am I the best looking guy she's ever had? No. Like, what's keeping her here? And then part of it comes down to, well, am I second place? If she could do better, would she do better? Like, there's a whole bunch of insecurity involved. And that's where tiny things, like I know it sounds like dumb shit, tiny things about the favorite car brand become more important than ever, right? It's your job as a woman, regardless of how much sexual history you've had or what guy you're with, etc. It's your job as a woman to make your man feel secure in the fact and make him feel like a man, like Auntie was saying, make him feel like the man no matter what he does, so that he feels like you really truly believe he's the best choice for you on the planet. That's your job to do. Now, if you've had a checkered past, that's perhaps more difficult. You need to be more tactful with it, more tactical about it. But you have to achieve the same result. You have to do the exact same thing, right? So, yeah.
My nigga said react. Nigga, I'm observing to react, nigga. Like, what the fuck, nigga? What is wrong with you, nigga? Like, chill.
It's easy for me if I get a 21-year-old virgin from some village in Slovakia, and I'm multi-millionaire Andrew Tate. Of course, it's a very easy. She's never had better. She'll never get better. She's never been anywhere. Boom, boom, easy one, right? But like you said, the world's not so idealistic. The reality is that people have had relationships, etc., etc. But a man is happy.
No. Okay. So he basically said, if you're a Brittany and you've been through a lot of dick, best you can do is step up your game. And I mean, there is no other answer to that. A person could tell you, like, you've made a mistake, you can't come back from it, just lower your standards, just go fuck with a dad bod, nigga, blah, blah, right? But if she wants that bodybuilder or that fitness coach or something like that, she still wants that type of person. It's just stepping up the game, bringing more to the table than a normal virgin girl would do. Really studying that man, understanding him inside out to a point he can come to you about anything. To a point you make him feel the most understood.
Happiest in the relationship when he feels like man of the house, and when he truly feels like you believe he's the best man that you could possibly ever get and have ever gotten. Because a man is jealous. I'll tell you something. I used to say this to girls as like a joke. And I used to say, truth and jest. I used to say, no, but I say it's a joke. So you cheated on me before I met you. And she'd be like, what do you mean? I didn't even know you. It's like, yeah, you fucked that guy before I even knew you. You cheated on me. And they used to laugh, whatever. But that's how men think. That's the male mind. Like, I love you, and you've been fucked by who? But I didn't know you. I don't care if you knew me. You should have waited. What do you mean? But that's the male mind. So he is in competition with all of your exes and all of your lifestyle and all the things you've done permanently.
And that's facts. Let me tell you on my perspective, chat. I have a girlfriend. She was a virgin before me, but she kissed guys before. And the fact that she kissed guys before has caused a big problem before. I was genuinely mad. Like, I don't know how that problem started up, but like the fact, I was mad at the fact she kissed the guys before me. So really get that deep. I'm just letting y'all know. It's like, it's not only about like fucking. It's like, it really get that deep is what I'm telling you. Totally agree with Andrew Tate here.
And it's down to you as a woman to sit there and go, how do I make him secure in himself and secure in his masculinity and make him believe that investing in me is still worthwhile because I still truly value him, despite the fact that I could do X, Y, Z. Social media amplifies all of this shit. It amplifies all these problems. Everything we're discussing, everything we've discussed back to the beginning, from status to promiscuity to your past, it's all social media. Without social media, a lot of it goes away.
Yeah. And I think that's why me and my man last so long, is that he doesn't do social media, and there's nothing on there about me.
I feel like, to answer your question too, because I have had people say that as a solution, and it's like, you can run but you cannot hide from the truth. And I have shared why my voice has been so impactful and will continue to be impactful is because I have put myself out there and I have been punished for being honest. So it's like I have been given a platform and a voice for a reason. Even sitting down in this conversation thinking there's not one person I'm probably going to agree with and probably going to want to leave, I have been called here for a reason. So it's like I can't go against what is in my heart and what I am coded to be, and that's why I feel like it's important for me to sit here.
Why is Brittany facing so much shade again? Like, what makes her a whore, chat? What's going on with that? Nobody could answer my question? Okay, thanks, chat.
And represent people who feel like me, because it's like I don't want to say I didn't choose. I don't even want to say that. I just feel like I don't see a lot of women under my umbrella who feel the way that I feel. I don't see opinions shared that would be worded the way that I feel. Nothing. I feel like a lot of my thoughts are very unique, and it's kind of scary because I have been through different things. I see the world in a different place, and when I even speak online, people think I'm fucking speaking Swahili.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and I know exactly what you're saying, and you're making good points, and it's just, I think that regardless of whether. Like, we're talking about different positions. I compare everything to chess. I know it's annoying. We're looking at different positions on the chessboard, but the rules are still the same, right? Okay. No matter how bad your position is or how good your position is, you're still trying to achieve the same objectives. And you want the man to get high status, and you want the man to feel secure in himself. And I think it's very difficult. I can only talk from the male perspective because I am a man. It is very difficult. If I were to meet a woman who I liked very much, but she had X whatever, past whatever. My concerns would be, how do I know that I'm still the number one? How do I know I'm most important in her life, especially if I don't measure up in certain key metrics? And two, the second thing that's most scary for men is we understand that men are constantly after what we have. Like, your inboxes are all full. Like, they may not be with guys you want to reply to, but guys are still trying to get it. That's the male life. The male life is people are trying to take everything from me. And that's very scary, and you have to make your man really believe like that's impossible. If a man truly believes that nobody can take you from him, he's going to love you in a different way. You can give me 2 carbon copies of the same chick, but one I think might cheat in the right circumstances, and one I know no matter what would never leave me. The love I'll feel for this one is a different planet to the love I feel for this one, even though they're the same person, right? Because that's every man's biggest fear, is a woman cheating or leaving. Because there's something visceral and something different about it. I know I talk things and I say men can do things and women can't and all this stuff.
Her ex is 24.
But like, if a woman cheats on a man, that hurts the man at a level that it doesn't hurt the woman if the man cheats on her. It's different. It's different biologically. It's different evolutionarily. Like, that's what men used to fight and die over. You talk to my chick. You look at my chick. Cut his dick off. Yeah, it's like you demasculinize him on every level. Like, and this is why you see these TikToks, right? You see these TikToks. Me and my man went on a break, got back together. He fucked 20 girls, and now he's crying because I went on a date. Yes, completely yes. Because the damage level is different. It's just a different thing. So you have to understand the paradigms. You have to understand to play the game, and that's how you make men happy. And I know very well how. I like to believe that I would know very well how to make a woman happy. And I know, and whether I do that or not is a conscious decision.
Makes
and that's
good
where
points,
you get to a certain level.
It's really hard for me to react to stuff like this.
If I get a woman, I will literally decide, out of 10, how happy do I want her? Does she deserve to be happy 10? Or should I keep her like crying half the time? That it's very conscious. And women don't think that way. But I'm saying if you're a cunning woman, you could be like that. You could be a bit more like, you know what? I want him infatuated with me. This guy ain't worth the time. That guy I want. And then when you're going to do that, just like the game of chess, if you play chess, it's not big moves that make you lose. It's small positional plays. It's that time you argued about your favorite car. It's the time you disagreed with him about the favorite band. It's the dumb shit that adds up. Whereas really, truthfully, if you're truly smart about the game, you can get him to a point after a few months where he's like, she's my soulmate. She loves everything I love. We think the same. Our hearts are connected. Boom. And then you're safe. Just don't fuck it up from there. That's the game.
But I just feel like it's so contradicting to feel like what your overall message is, which is about truth. So it's like if my truth, like if it can be destroyed by the truth, it should be destroyed by the truth. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like why it's really mind-boggling to me, because I feel like how could you even be mentally, emotionally, sexually stimulated by a woman who is just agreeable, and it doesn't have her own mind. I just don't see that.
That is exactly what every man wants. We don't want you to be complete robots. We're not saying we can't have a joke with you. We can't say we can't have a laugh with you. We're not saying you can't have a personality. But when it comes to things like agreement, there is not a single man in the world who's going to say she's too agreeable. She just agrees with me on it. She agrees with me on all the important things in my life. She's too agreeable. I want someone else. Fuck no. You're completely and utterly wrong on that point. It's a huge point. This idea that, I understand if you're a complete doormat and you set no standards, men might walk all over you. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about agreeability and agreeableness as a whole. Men love the idea of an agreeable woman because it gives status, and it makes the man feel like he's a teacher, and it makes the man feel in charge, and it satisfies his ego. And to you, they may be small, little, tiny points, but to him, they're a big deal.
Can I ask Mr. Tate something, right? So far, he's talking sense.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's
You're
giving
welcome.
pick me.
Right. Who said pick me? Listen, who said pick
They
me?
want me.
Damn, nigga. No, she's on some pressure shit. This girl said pick me, chat. You can't see her head. She said pick me. She went real quiet when who said pick me. Damn.
I want to talk to you. I want to talk to Mr. Tate.
Hang on a minute. I've been with my man for 32 years.
Clap for yourself.
32 years. I don't need to clap for myself because I'm happy. I'm not here. And what I was going to ask him, right, is how would you think a woman? Would you think
Why are you
that
shouting?
woman?
Can you
Would you
calm
think that
down?
woman? Who's calm down? I'm loud. I'm naturally. You don't want to hear me shout. Anyway, Mr. Tate, like I was saying before we got rudely
going
interrupted, right? Now, is this your idea of a woman that you think deserves a man? I'm here, single, but I'm looking. I'm here. I'm like taking, if you want to hook me up, let me know. And I just want anybody, but choose. How does that make you feel?
What the fuck grandma talking about, chat? Who brought her here? First of all, like, even to start, who brought her here, chat? This is Gen Z conversation, chat. Like, why are you here, grandma? Like, grandma, go in your retirement home and put it on the TV and relax. You're talking too much. Your heartbeat gonna start raising, and now we all got a problem. We gotta call 911, get the ambulance and shit like that. Now this whole shit canceled. Please. What grandma talking about, bro? She literally said a bunch of nothing. She said, hey, I'm single, I'm looking. How did that make you feel, Tate?
What does the woman want in your eyes? What are you thinking? What's the game you give for the boys?
I'm going to tell you, but before that, I need another Clementine, and I need to give half to our friend here because she just rolled her eyes at me. We're going to hook it up.
Okay.
Clementine's coming. All right, go on, continue.
Okay. What?
No, I mean, I just feel like this is definitely a different conversation for me because I'm very open-minded. I love hearing different perspective, and I do feel like this is a newer idea. Like you said, within the last 30, 40 years, this is a new concept. We don't know how it's going to end. I just know from like my experience, other women that I've met as well, it's like the reason for even like relationships why they're not lasting is because people don't want to put up with the disrespect. And like even when you were talking about like, oh, it's okay for me to cheat but not for you, my thing is like, why not have transparency and have it be polygamous, polyamorous, whatever works for you? That's like to me where it loses me with the traditional stuff.
I get it.
It's
All
like,
right.
why can't we have transparency?
okay.
And if I sign up for that, cool.
So how does it? No man in a million years. Let's all be realistic, right? No man in a million years is gonna meet a girl he likes and go, I want to be polyamorous. Like, come on, that's gay. Let's cut this bullshit. So let's be realistic. How does a man show love to a woman?
Was polyamorous. What does that mean, chat? I feel slow. She can have multiple men. Oh, okay.
Tell me.
Exclusivity.
Wrong. That is how
Time, resources,
Wrong.
and something else.
Time, resources. So
Yeah.
that's a good way to start. So sexual exclusivity is how a female shows primarily that she's interested in a man. He's the only man who has sexual access to me because I can get pregnant, and this man is the only man who can do it. That's how it's done. A man, yes, I'm not saying all men can cheat. I'm not saying all men should cheat. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if I truly love a woman, she won't sit there and go, he shows me his love because he doesn't fuck anyone else. She'll sit there and go, he shows me his love because my bills are paid, I'm in a Bentley, I fly private, I go to Dubai anytime I want, I have a Chanel bag. And I'm not talking about just money, I'm talking about resource and a lifestyle as a whole. This is not just me, this is the world and most of the world today. If you go to Moscow and you find a big G, a rich guy, right? He has his wife, she's pushing a Bentley, she has a kid, she's living in a mansion, whatever. When he goes to the club with his boys, you think he ain't with 19-year-old strippers? Of course he fucking is.
Can I ask
But
you-
she's just like, whatever, don't care, I'm the one who has the money, don't give a shit. So you have to sit there, and to a point you have to sit and analyze the difference. When you're saying disrespect, if you're gonna go through life as a woman and say, I only care about the sexual exclusivity of my man, then what you're going to end up doing is having a bunch of failed relationships and fucking loads of dudes.
Okay.
There has to get a point where you go, you know what, this guy ticks so many boxes. Once a year, twice a year, he's out with his boys, does some dumb shit. I'm just going to pretend I didn't notice because my bills are paid, I'm looked after, I can tell he cares about me. If I have a problem, he's going to fix it. He's ticked so many. That's the smart female move, as opposed to go, I don't care how good he is to me. He fucked that bitch once, so I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna get another man who I don't love who'll fuck another bitch anyway, and then I'll get another man who I don't love who'll fuck another bitch. So end the cycle of dumb shit.
Can I
You have to bite the bullet.
But more mild examples though.
Look, I just think, in my opinion, I just don't agree with that, and I will never agree with that, right? Because I have a girlfriend that I love. It makes sense. At the end of the day, like, if I looked after my girl and I was fucking bitches, like, it's like, why not make your girl feel like the only girl in the world? Why not commit to your girl fully? Like, if you truly love her, why not? Is what I'm saying. Like, don't you have the discipline to commit to her? I feel like committing to one girl and one girl only and staying loyal to her says a lot about you as a man. So it's like, just because you're rich, thinking that you can cheat on a girl that you love, it's just fucked up in my opinion. I'm telling y'all, life is so short. I'm running around as a kid and my dad is out in the club fucking bitches. Why? Why not spend it with me? I'm a life you created. You know that nigga might die on his way back? People don't really understand how short life is, how anybody can die at any moment. Since Andrew loves to bring up these hypothetical questions of what if you're in a war, what if you die?
Like, so if a guy cheats on a girl, is there ever a point where she?
Yeah, there's a law of cheating. There's completely a law of cheating.
So, like, if he knocks up another girl, would you say that's too
all right,
far?
all right. So
Yeah.
first things first, I'm a man of my word. I don't even think I'm a liar. So here's your Clementine.
Thank you.
And he peeled it. What a gentleman.
Thank you.
I'm a gentleman. Right. So obviously, I'm not saying
Nah,
blatantly
bro,
disrespect
like,
your woman, right?
that's
She's your woman.
TikTok
She's your
shit.
queen. She's the
Easy.
most important thing in the world to you. She needs to be treated in a way that she feels that, right? But it's unfortunate because I keep tying back to this baseline point. But the reason I keep going back to this baseline point is to try and explain to everybody at home how simple the world can be if you go back to the baselines of it. Why do men cheat? Most women don't know. You'll see them all the time. Why do men cheat? Oh, because men are just stupid. And why do men fuck girls uglier than their main chick? Why do men do all this stuff?
They had
Do you
a
know why?
moment.
I'll tell you why. Let's go back to the first thing I've been saying this whole time. Status. Yeah, that's my chick. She's home. Took this one home. Yeah, I got that one. She's chasing me.
That's dead.
Status. But it's stupid to females. I get it. But that's the male world because sexual access is an easy indicator of status.
Okay, so he said men cheat because of status, right? Basically, he's just saying that, like, you being able to fuck this bitch, you gonna say, like, oh, I fucked this bitch and my girl's at home. That ups your status, right? I mean, wouldn't you respect a rich man that's committed to his family and that stays loyal for his family? Let's say I'm a rich person. Andrew Tate is rich as well. He has a wife and kids. I have wife and kids, right? I commit to my wife. I am loyal to my wife, right? My first priority and my only priority is my wife and my kids. And this guy is out on fucking bitches, right? The only difference between me and Tate is he can fuck bitches and he actually does. I can fuck bitches, but I choose not to. Who really has a better status? That might up your status for teenage boys for the social media, but for real men, who really has the good status? I mean, really think about it. I can fuck bitches just like you, Tate, but I choose not to. I commit, I'm loyal to my wife, and I commit to my kids. And you're taking that option of fucking bitches and cheating on your wife. I mean, that bitch can tell your wife, oh, I fucked your man. If you want to talk about status, your wife's status is going down while you're trying to build up your status. There's so many different ways you can build up status, but why are you knocking your wife's status down while you're building your own? You fucking bitch. She can look at your wife straight in her eyes, right? And say, I fucked your man. That doesn't put her status down. Let's say Andrew Tate is 50. He has a wife that's 50 as well. And he's going and fucking these 19-year-old bitches. His wife is 50. Obviously, she's not as attractive as these 19-year-olds. That's sad though, chat. It would suck to be his wife, chat.
I'm telling you, if you're a woman, the smartest thing you can do is look after your man, make him not want to cheat, be perfect. But there's going to be a time across a 20-year marriage you might just need to be a little bit blind. A little bit. Just a tiny bit. Just don't look at his phone.
So
be perfect, do everything so he doesn't cheat on you, but he still might cheat on you. Like, damn, nigga, I don't care how low my views get. I don't care if everybody says, oh, you're a dick sucker, bro. I'm not agreeing with that ever in my life, bro. If I agreed with that and posted it on TikTok, it would boom. I'm never agreeing with that. That's sad. I agree with a lot of his points, but this shit they be talking about, like, it's fuck.
You'll see men cheat on a woman and then cry his eyes out trying to get that woman back. He still loves you. It's not the same as if you cheated. He loves you with all his heart. He'd die for you. He'd take a bullet for you, and he'd still fuck that bitch. Doesn't matter. It's a different game for men, right?
Okay, so this man would take a bullet for his girl, but he can't keep it in his pants with this girl? Chad, really think about it. This man would take a bullet for me, die, but he can't resist this pussy. Like, I'm telling y'all, I live in this world. I have a girlfriend, and this badass woman, big ass booty, nice ass body, comes up to me. Even though I want to do it, I would not do it so I don't hurt my girl. Even though I have full access to her right there, right in front of me, and I can really fuck the shit out of her, I will commit to my woman because I love her. When you love somebody, right, you don't do the things you love to do for that person. If I always fucked bitches, like I fucked bitches before Melly, but I stopped doing that because I know if I kept doing that, it would hurt Melly's feelings.
The reality is, you have to come to a point where you get a guy and he ticks boxes. And you're like, you know what? I'm wifey. I got the Bentley. He does whatever he does, but my bills are paid. That's
So
it.
No, what if this guy dates somebody like Kylie Jenner? He's the top G, right? And he dates a girl that has the same amount of money as him. Now what? She likes you for you, and she wants you to commit to her. Now what? Andrew Tate, you're literally telling me that you wouldn't want her because she wouldn't stay home, shut her mouth while you fuck other bitches. Even though you like her, she likes you, everything is good. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, if you went out and fucked bitches, since she can pay her own bills, she wouldn't go for it.
I feel like, I guess my question would be then is like, how do you view sex? Because I like, sex at the end of the day is spiritual unification. I feel like.
And this where the bitches lose me, chat. Bitch, you had 100 sexual unifications? How the fuck that work? Bitch had like 100-something unifications, chat.
Like, I've gone through a lot of different stuff. I've had a lot of different experiences where I did not value myself, so I never had a man that valued me. So it's like, yeah, you rack up guys, and guys you shouldn't be texting back or whatever. But I feel like I understand that there is a difference with how men view sex and how they move around in the world. But it's like, sex is a sacred thing no matter male or female is doing it. So that's why for me, like, my biggest, like, the hardest for me to understand is like, this is such a sacred thing, and it's like taking a piss for a guy.
Can I just say something? You sure you weren't making love to somebody that was having sex?
I'm sorry?
You sure that you were?
Sure that, wait, grandma about to, let grandma cook, chat.
You sure that you weren't making love to somebody that was just having sex?
Hey, auntie, that's
Have I?
in there.
No, that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like as women, they make love to men that are just having sex.
Right.
Oh, damn. Nah, auntie really in there. Chat, no, think about it. Are you making love to a man that's just having sex? I don't know what made her say that. I don't know what it connects to. But damn, that's like some deep shit.
So I think when men hear that, though, it's like if it was sacred to you, you would have waited till you were married.
But it's
and
like right. No, I get that. But the reality is that the world is not so black and white. So I understand that there are these things in place that worked and made sense, and now we're approaching an era that, like, we don't know what's going to happen, but there's gray area. You've had sex, I've had sex, she's had sex, we've had sex with different guys. That doesn't mean that we're damaged goods, we're used goods. I understand status is a big part of that. I understand that sex is viewed differently, but I feel like you should not, if you're looking at face value, I can understand why you would be judged from your past. But if I'm a guy interested in you, I don't care about what you've done.
But that's the thing. Like men do, though. That's the thing. A virgin's more valuable to a man than a girl that's had sex with multiple men. Like, it just is what it is.
There's a limit.
But the modern man's solution is not a virgin. A modern man needs a partner, somebody that's actually smart and can survive in the world of today.
But I'm saying the men with
and that's going to be a lived woman.
The men with the most choice are going to pick women that are more pure in general.
The ones that are already self-made, I guess so. But that's the thing. The reality is that there's a lot of men out.
Bro, she keep looking at Tate in the corner of her eyes. Can't y'all see that, chat? She's on his body, like, damn, like, that's sad.
There, especially in the world that we live in today, that need a partner. So it's time for those masses of men to start respecting women for the role they can play in their lives.
I don't think average men expect women to be virgins.
Do you know what it is?
But it's this rhetoric that actually then is pumped into these minds and creates what people are now complaining about, the misogynistic world. No, do you know that's what it is. Even in schools, it's like permeated through it all and perpetuated.
Why is it misogynistic for men to prefer women that are more
It's
pure?
not that it's not, that's not the problem. The problem is now, listen, the maths is very simple. You've got people like Andrew Tate talking about these things with such clarity, and it makes so much sense because it is true, right? And then you have men that are in these situations where just average, working an average job, and they cannot fulfill whatever definition is called to be a man in these
Yes, they can, and that's what he said. He did say that. Yes, they can. A 9-to-5 man can do it.
But then again, wait. This is the thing. What we're talking about as a man, and this is why I say it's very important for us to understand the person that we're speaking to. And I'm very glad that you clarified everything that you mean. Not every man is like Andrew Tate. Not every man is going to be able to even realistically demand for certain things from a woman. So the same way women need to compromise if it comes to a man who is going to cheat on her because he's a top G, is the same way men are going to have to compromise and stop blabbing about purity when they can't demand for that.
You didn't get none of what you didn't get
I made my point. That was the whole point.
What point? Well, duh. What? Because you just quoted him. You just said about his thing, and you didn't.
No, only did I get clout. I made my point. I said the average man does not have what it takes to demand for a virgin.
He already said that.
And I reiterated in my own words for my own content for my page. And
do you
so
know what it is, right? Is that too many women, they see regular guys and they feel they're settling. You're not settling. You're getting what you deserve.
But you can't be asking.
You're not settling. You're not settling.
But the difference is men know this. Like most average men aren't demanding.
The average men never said they were virgin.
But the difference is the difference. Wait. The difference is.
Wait. Or everybody can just demand whatever they want. Average man can demand a virgin if he wants, and if he ends up alone, he ends up alone. What? I mean, wait, why? Like, why are y'all having discussions about what somebody can demand or not? Is this the demand committee or something? Is the demand committee having like a meeting or something? The fuck is going on, chat? Anybody can demand whatever they want. And if they end up getting it, good for them. If they don't get it, they don't get it.
No, they don't deserve a 10. They know they don't deserve an 8. They know they don't even deserve a 7.
And they still go messaging them on the stories and do this dumb stuff that is just ugly.
If it wasn't for those men messaging you, if it wasn't for those men in your DMs, you would be a nobody. Whore.
Do women prefer to be monogamous with a low-value man or share a high-value man?
Well, look at society and you tell me.
Ask me.
Wait, so let's ask the single ladies. What would you prefer?
I would prefer someone who's monogamous. I left a situation where I got the Bentley, I had all that, I had the kids, I had that. That was great. I want a companion. I want real love. And to me, what monogamy means to me is someone who's committed to themselves. That's like, the answer is within you. And to be honest, I feel like, again, like the sex has been lost in translation and what it means. I don't care man or female. It's been lost as it's so sacred. So for me, I have kind of taken those blinders off where I'm like, okay, he has to be here. I'm okay with dating the trainer in Austin, Texas. That's just where I'm at. Like, I don't need a certain thing because I know what I'm wanting. Most guys in that percentage are not gonna give me. So I would rather have a monogamous man than someone who can do whatever.
Let me just tell you all this, chat. So the question is, would you rather be with a guy that's committed to you, that's loyal to you, but that's poor, or a rich guy that is out there fucking bitches, right? And this just ties into like, does money buy happiness? That's just the question, chat. And it's like, as a girl, if you pick that rich guy that's gonna cheat on you all the time, you're not good enough to commit to. He's paying your bills, he's paying your house, but you're sleeping in the bed alone because he's out there fucking bitches. How long is that happiness gonna last because he bought you a Bentley? How long is that happiness is gonna last because he bought you that nice dress? You understand what I'm saying? When you're sleeping in the bed alone every night because he's out there fucking bitches and you know it for a fact. I mean, whatever bitch picks the rich guy that's cheating on her deserves it. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Like, she deserves it. But I'm saying that bitch is unhappy.